Hey, fifth grade mathematicians. Today we're going to do entry task day 101. Let's take a look at problem number 1. Jean has a half pound of feathers. He divides the feathers equally between 6 art projects. Enter the amount of feathers in pounds Jean puts on each project. So the first thing that we see here is that he's dividing feathers. Okay? And over here it tells us how many feathers he's dividing up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a tape diagram that represents this situation. And I'm going to start with a pound. And the reason is because we're told that he has a half of a pound. Okay, so this highlighted portion there is what he has. And then he is dividing that equally into 6 parts. So we'll do that. Now, the question says, how many pounds are in each project? Well, we need to think in terms of the entire pound. So we only have half of a pound, but if we broke each half into 6 pieces, how many pieces are there altogether? Well, there are 12, so one of these would be 1/12, and it's 1/12 of a pound. So if I was to set up the equation, my dividend is 1/2, that's what's being divided, and my divisor is 6. And we know that when we divide fractions, it's like multiplying by what we call the reciprocal. So instead of 1/2 divided by 6, it would be the same as 1/6 of 1/2, right? Which ends up being 1/12. So we see that both in our tape diagram as what's being done, and then our equation is below. So he ends up using 1/12 pounds per project. Okie doke. Now, I'm going to get rid of my scratch pad here. And for the next 2 problems, 7 skydivers recorded the distance they jumped in kilometers yesterday. So it lists how far they jumped, and what we need to do is we need to, because they're all fractions, we're going to take a look at our line plot and we're going to see how many, what the interval is. So this is, I'm going to just go ahead and count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And this is in 12ths, and what we want to make sure is that we count accurately. So that's why I did the little loops there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make all of these into, all my denominators into 12ths. Okay? And some of them are in 12ths and some are not. The first one is 12/12, so we can simplify that as to 1 whole. 1/4 would be 3/12. We would multiply 1/4 by 3/3 to get 3/12. 2/4 is going to be 6/12. We have another 6/12. 3/4 would be 9/12. 4/6 would be 8/12. And 3/12 is 3/12. We'll just leave it like that. Okay, now let's go over and record our data. So I have 1. I have 3/12. So I got 1, 2, 3. I have 6/12. So 4, 5, 6. I have another one at 6/12. I have one at 9/12. So this is 6. So I go 7, 8, 9. I have one at 8/12. And one at 3/12. I want to make sure that I have all of my data points. So I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 data points. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 data points. So they match up. And in this case, it does not tell us to find the total. It just wants us to put those on the line plot. So what do we need to remember? We need to remember to determine what our intervals are, how many spaces there are, and then we have to make equivalent fractions to completely answer that. Okay, for problem number 3, enter the number of minutes equal to 4,200 seconds. And I'm going to do that down at the bottom here. So I have 4,200 seconds. And we want to know how many minutes that is. So the first thing I need to know is, what is my conversion of seconds to minutes? Well, I know that 60 seconds equals 1 minute. I also know that when I go from a larger or a smaller unit of measure to a larger unit of measure, smaller unit to larger unit, I divide. So I'm going to divide 4,200 by 60. Okay, and I'm going to use my basic math facts here. I know that, first of all, I'm going to do some cross-canceling. I'm going to divide both of those by 10. So now I have 420 divided by 6. Well, I know that 6 goes into 42 7 times. And I have a 10 left over, so I'm going to put that there. So 420 divided by 6 is 70. And I can go ahead and check my answer. I'm going to go, what is 60 times 70? Well, 60 times 70 is 6 times 7 times 10 times 10, which is 42 times 100, which is 4,200. So that checks out. So 4,200 seconds is equal to 70 minutes. Alrighty, and problem number 4. For problem number 4, we have 2 parts. Part A says, show the coordinates of the pet store. So we're going to start at the origin. The origin is 0, 0. And we're going to go, we're going to find the pet store. So the pet store, whoops, let me highlight that instead of crossing it out. The pet store has a little fish. So where is the pet store? It's right over here. So we're going to start at the origin. We're going to go over and then up. So we go over 7 and up 2. So the x-coordinate is 7, the y-coordinate is 2, and we're going to put that in parentheses. The next part It says add the following locations to the map. We have a game store at 1, 6, and a bakery at 6, 1. So again, we'll start at the origin, we will go over, and then we will go up. So we'll start at 0, we go over 1, and up 6. And that is our game store. Our game store looks like a little puzzle piece. I don't even know if I can... Whoa. Well, I don't know if you want to write that in there or not. I hesitate to do my drawings because I don't want to make anybody feel bad that my drawings are so good. Okay, then we have a bakery at 6, 1. So we're going to start at 0, 0. We're going to go over 6. We're going to go up 1. And that is our bakery. And our bakery looks like a little piece of bread. So let's see if I can... There's the bakery. All right, so there you have it. Again, there are often more than one ways of solving math problems. That's just how I look at these, and if you have other ways, that is awesome. If you have any questions, be sure to reach out to your teacher. Have a great day.